Mudslides. Mudslides. 17 people dead. Another 8 unaccounted for. Over 100 homes instantaneously demolished, and an entire north-south highway system within California coming to a standstill. It's as though California has emerged as ground zero of climate change. Tremendous rains, terrible flooding, mudslides, and forest fires. Or maybe it's not ground zero. Maybe ground zero is in the Atlantic. In 2017, between June and November, there were 10 successive hurricanes. That's never happened before. And 3 of those hurricanes struck the coast at an intensity level of Category 5. That's never been chronicled before. And of course, whole island states had to be evacuated. Or maybe ground zero is in the South Pacific, where small island states are in danger of disappearing beneath the waves as the sea level rises. Or maybe ground zero is in Asia, where the tsunamis have taken such a toll. The truth is, of course, that climate change and global warming are overcoming us, and the world is responding in the most pathetically incremental of ways. It's as though we don't know what to do. Even the Paris conference is being exposed as bogus and fraudulent because everybody knows, the experts know, that the targets won't be reached, and yet we keep on speaking of the targets as though they'll be reached. There's very little by way of compensation for what's happening except the occasional smidgens of hope, as with this last week when the mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, decided to initiate a lawsuit against 5 oil companies. You will know their names. It was BP and Chevron and Conoco and Exxon and Shell. And de Blasio said he would initiate the lawsuit because he believes, and the lawyers believe, that over the last 10 or 20 years, all of these oil companies knew they were discharging carbon into the atmosphere and compromising human survival, but did nothing about it. And indeed, even more, they actually subsidized the anti-climate change activists, that is to say, the denialists. So de Blasio is in a terrible situation because he'll never be able to find the money in order to construct the walls or the ramparts necessary to deal with climate change, deal with the encroachment of the sea waters, or indeed the hurricanes. Remember the hurricanes? Hurricane Sandy in 2012? Where 223 people died in 8 countries, and up and down the northeastern coast corridor, it required $75 billion to repair the damage. We're in a terrible situation around climate change. And what de Blasio is doing makes very good sense. But in truth, the major powers in the world don't seem to care. I mean, those of them on the Security Council, they say they've got to deal with Yemen and Syria and the Rohingya, but in truth they're dealing with them not at all. And of course we're worried about North Korea, and that's of concern. But nothing equals the potential calamity for the planet of the enveloping climate change. Boy, oh boy, am I glad I won't be around in the year 2050. That was last week. I'm Stephen Lewis.